Hello and welcome everyone. This is Grounded Theory Analysis in Research class. This is Tania Rojas Cesar Rugeles and who is speaking Noemi Johanna Panadero. Let's start. In the 30s, Glaser and Strauss start a research about how to make a theoretical sample of investigation. From the beginning, they had some difference, but later on, all conclude in a method called grounded theory method. This is a theoretic sample technique that consists in coding all the information in order to answer a question. We consider that for teacher researchers, this method is very important because it's an amazing tool that helps us in the study and research of classroom and school problems, including attitudinal, methodological, didactical, in qualification of results, and many more that allow us to interpret human interaction.
Introduction. Show different methodologies and didactics used by different teachers in different categories for the teaching of English and its results. To carry out this research, each of the teachers' diaries was analyzed and classified as open coding, actual coding, and selective coding. Objective. Analyze the methodologies and didactics found in the diaries of the teachers of the Salucap School. Research question. What do primary teachers' reflective diaries inform us about the didactics and methodology used in their pedagogical practice when teaching English as a foreign language at Salucap Norte IET School?
In here we have our two first diaries. So we will start with the open coding. In order to start, we need to follow three important stages: open coding, actual coding, and selective coding. How we do? We start applying the first stage called open coding. Open coding is summarize a situation, putting labels or names to the information in order to answer the state question, identifying concepts and their characteristics, measuring them by frequency, duration, kind, purpose, way of using, and place of use. By coding information, we need to know that we can code the information line by line, phrase by phrase, word by word, or paragraph by paragraph. The more minus the codification will be more delayed but more productive. It's important also to say that the researcher must have a bitácora where to write his thinking, his questions, and instructions for additional date recollection. Open coding is made by three parts. First, we have number, that is depending by the number of cases you will make to research. Code name, that is the label you decide to put to your amount of information. Explanation is the meaning of the decoding. And index, that is where we code the address where to find the information we are speaking about. Okay, here we have open coding example. Upside we have open coding table, and in the lower part we have the methodology part of diary number 5. In the code name we have methodology adaptation and the red one. So we continue with explanation. Adapt the whole or a part of the activity to adapt it to the age and level of the students. This is important in order to generate motivation. So in this part we explain the code name. And in the index, we refer the address where to find this information in the diary number 5. In this case, M is of the methodology, as you see. L is a line, and 1 to 6 is the number of lines of the phrase we are speaking of. We have 2 examples more: combination of strategies and oral and listening preschooler priority. I hope you like it.
Good day, class. This is Cesar speaking. I'm going to talk about axial coding. Axial coding is the activity where we get the codes groups into the big category where they share the same characteristics. In this one, it is named skills, where we have get all the codes related to the 4 skills: reading, writing, speaking, and listening, where the teacher has found that the students maybe has a characteristic in the any of the 4 skills, or where they have seen that the students have an improvement in one of those. This one also belongs to the category skills, and the codes that we have here are the ones where this expresses good improvement in any of the 4 skills, or any problem that maybe the teacher has found about him or herself or the students in doing any of the activities. Strategy has got all the codes related to any of the strategy developed for the teachers and done in the classes when teaching a second language, in this case the English. So he uses songs to be sing in the classes, or different activities like dramatization or visual sequences, and etc. Values is the category where we group all the codes related to any of the feelings or values that the teacher have discovered in the class. For example, when the student feels self-confidence in any activity, or when the teacher feel comfortable while doing what he's doing. Methodology is the how the teacher is going to perform an activity in the class. So in this one, the teachers in the diaries describes if the activity was good enough for the students, or even for him or her. Also, if they brought good benefits or not that good benefits. In learning, we have gathered all the codes related to the different learning things where the students maybe have acquired them as a meaningful in their lives, and how they can use it in their by their learning styles. Support is the category where we have all the aids or the extra materials that the teachers have used in their classes. So, example as a visual aid, technological, or even the teamwork key. In activities, we have all the activities, yes, or the categories that are related to the activities that maybe develop a good benefit for the students. Comprehension, we gather all the codes related to how the students comprehend and use it as a meaningful in their lives. Yes. Also, is the how they associate the objects of vocabulary into the topic that they are discussing in that moment. Environment relates to the great environment that the students have to have in the class, and how the benefits to the students in acquiring a second language.
Now I'm going to explain you the selective coding in a concept map. We can see that in each of the categories we take into account the roles of the teacher and the students, and the final result of each of these categories used by the teacher. In conclusion, to teach English, teacher used and took into account different methodologies and didactics, integrating different tools to achieve positive results not only in the teaching of the students, but also realize that they improve and learn as teachers and that this experience will serve them for the rest of their professional lives. Conclusion. As a result, we see that the methodologies worked, they were good, and the teachers also learned a bit from this experience, since using each methodology, they noticed the type of learning of the students and what are the materials, resources, and the didactic appropriate for each age.